Welcome to another episode of Chat GRC on the Blue-Lusional podcast, where myself and Casey interview a new grassroots candidate every Thursday. This is fun. I'm already having fun. I know this is going to be a fun interview.
Yes.
Sir, tell us who you are, what you're running for.
Hi, my name is Dr. Kenneth Morgan-Aguilera, and I'm running for Congress in Texas 12th Congressional District as a Democrat, but a grassroots Democrat. So y'all can keep that fake money over there. I don't do that dark money. I don't do that Israel money.
Mm,
My money comes
mhm.
straight from grassroots candidates like myself, the everyday working class people. If it ain't that, I don't want it.
Ooh,
Exactly.
you already won people over with
That
that.
is quite literally, we're going to use that as a slogan for grassroots candidate interviews. If it's that dark money, we don't want it.
We don't
I
we
want
don't
it.
talk to those people. We don't do
They're
that.
not allowed. They reach out, they're not allowed on.
And
Yeah, no.
that's part of the problem, honestly, guys speaking, because campaigns and the offices have become about money and who buys you rather than about the people. And I refuse to be that candidate. Now, I refuse to be that politician. I want people to be able to relate to me. I want to understand them and do what's right by the people, not do what's right by the billionaires. We got enough of it already in Washington.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're done with
Yep.
those people.
We are
Nobody wants to hear
done.
from them.
So we want to know, first off, what inspired you to run in this cycle? Is this your first time running? Like, just give us some details.
All right. Well, first of all, this is my first time running. I have never ran for office before. As a kid, I dreamed about being the first black president, but as you know, Barack beat me to that already, so that's kind of done. But after seeing what was happening firsthand and how broken our system was, I knew it wasn't going to get any better. And I wanted to make things better for my children and the people I serve. Because right now, I work in a nonprofit arena and I give back to the underserved community. And once January 20th hit and I saw the things that Donald Trump did on day one in office, I knew I had to do something. And so that was you know what, I'm running. And as scary as it was, that was my deciding factor, was seeing what was happening, lived it, seen it, and knew where we were headed. I knew I had to do something. And that's what made me get in the race.
I feel like that is pretty much the common answer we're seeing, especially with the grassroots candidates, because as many of you know, the grassroots candidates are the ones that are in the thick of it with all of us, where the people going paycheck to paycheck, working class, family, who are being directly impacted, and it's taking it being an impact to the entire community around you and yourself that you're like, I got to get in here and run because these politicians aren't doing it. They're not cutting it. And yeah, we pulled back a curtain this past year and we really saw the corruption in all parties. And
It,
yeah.
it's scary. I got online and I went to one of the websites to look at who was taking that money. And when I looked at Craig Goldman, he had almost $1 million in his account already. Ted Cruz had almost $2 million. And it didn't matter whether it was Republican. I even saw Democrats that accepted that money. And for me, that was a problem. Because if you sit back and you watch the shutdown and you see what's happening right now, you can tell who cares about what. Because again, Trump wants to send $40 billion to Argentina. We sent money to Israel. We sent money to everywhere else. But yet we can't take care of the freaking problem right here at home. And that's how you know they're bought and paid for. And that
Mhm.
just wasn't happening. We got enough of that shit.
Yep.
We got clean house. We got to clean house. I keep saying they're in for a rude awakening, Democrats, next November. Everyone's like, blue tsunami. I'm like, yeah, but it might not be the tsunami of people you're thinking. I think a lot of them are going to be on the unemployment line with a whole lot
Yeah.
of other people.
Yep. People have, I truly believe from the people that I've talked to in the community and what I've seen, people want to change. And they tired of the traditional same old politician bullshit. They tired of the lies and the promises. And frankly, people are opening their eyes up. They're looking straight past it. They want to see who looks like them in Washington, not the fake image of people who are there because they bought and paid for or because of their name or family or just traditionally been there. People are sick of that shit. And it's enough is enough. And they just don't want to hear it anymore.
I
Yep.
just watched the video earlier today. It was a Brute or Brut, I don't know how you pronounce it, but they were at No Kings and it was just a compilation and it was just, how would you describe the Democratic Party in one word? Spineless, feckless, fangless. People were like, piece of shit. Like that's 3 words. Nobody liked it. And I'm like, yeah,
I'm
Republicans aren't
honestly
the only ones that hate you.
Yeah, I'm honestly gonna say, regardless of party, Democratic or Republican, they all need a spine. They need a spine that need to learn when to say no, and they need to do what's right by the people. And frankly, the ones we got in Washington are not doing that shit. They're doing what they want. They're getting rich, like Marjorie Taylor, who got rich over the fucking weekend when Trump announced tariffs. Remember,
Yeah.
she went out and bought a whole bunch of stocks, and the little
She
heifer
buys
got
that
rich
dip.
overnight. And she pulled up Nancy Pelosi and them and got rich. And then all of a sudden, Trump go on Monday morning, say he's pulling back the tariffs, the stock market rises, and they get rich. And but off the backs of those of us that lost our asses in the stock market. Let's
Mhm.
be real.
They buy
And
that dip.
enough is enough, man. I'm sorry, but if you or I did that, we'd be in jail for insider stock trading. But
Yep.
they can do it, and it's okay. Which is why I got to go back to Congress officials, whether Congress or Senate, needs to live by the same rules that we, the people, live by. If they can't live by those same damn rules, then they don't understand the struggle. They don't know what the hell we're going through, and they're out of touch with the reality. And frankly, that's where we at right now because they're
Mhm.
out of touch with reality, man. Look at them. They in Washington is shut down. They've been on vacation for what 3-4 weeks now. But if you or I go on vacation for 3 or 4 weeks, we don't fucking get paid for it. But they're getting paid. They're not in any rush to fix the problem because why? They're still doing a paycheck, and that's the problem. If the government shuts down, they should not have a check. I don't give a damn if they holler about this is going to hold things back. They don't deserve a paycheck. They didn't earn it.
Mhm.
Period.
That
The
part.
end.
That part. And so to that point, them not giving a shit about any of us, how would you be able to use your influence on a local level?
On a local level, let me say this. Influence is not just about what's in Washington, man. It's about what's here local. Because if you can't influence the people within your community to hold people that are in office accountable, then you're not even doing your job. And that's part of the influence is holding people accountable, bringing what's happening there back to the community, letting the community hold them accountable and everyone else out there in the community. I personally will bring back what's happening in Washington before the people with town halls and say, hey, this is what's happening down here. This is what we're doing. This is my idea. Let's talk about it and use that influence with the people to say, hey, look, this is what's happening and be 100% transparent because that's what we're lacking. And so part of using that influence is being transparent because if the people can't see what's happening down there, they can't fix what's happening back home.
Mhm. And it could be as simple as a town hall because I, in leading up to this interview, looked up Craig Goldman just on TikTok. I wanted to see the first thing that popped up. First thing that popped up was a constituent on TikTok saying how upset she was that he refuses to hold a town hall.
This is his first year in office as a congressman. I live in District 12, so the same district I'm running for is the district I live within. Craig Goldman does not hold town halls, he does not answer phone calls, and most importantly, his office is downtown in a country club resort on the 11th floor that the constituents cannot get in. So, how in the hell can you serve us as a congressman and your office is downtown in a country club resort that the public cannot access? And if they do get the privilege of getting into the building, they get stopped off the elevators by private security that will not let you get to his office. And if you make it to his office, you're going to see his people out front and they will not let you in. They will not let you talk to him. And by the way, his people are recycled every couple of weeks. He don't have regular people working in his office on a regular basis. They're new volunteers and new graduates that are recycled in and out. Go check it out. If you think I'm lying to you, go check it out.
Bruh, that might be the worst one yet. That might be
That absolutely might be the worst
You
one.
will not find one person just about within District 12 that supports Craig Goldman. I have not found one Republican or Democrat that supports Craig Goldman right now.
oh, he's
No.
literally sitting atop of his ivory tower. That's
You got
crazy.
two more guys on the Republican side that's running against him, and one of the guys that's running against him right now actually went AWOL and caused a couple of his people in his unit to be unalived. And so if you've been to my Facebook page, I got it on there who this guy is. And the news reporters and their families reached out to me. So, one, I'm a veteran. I got a problem with that.
Mhm.
You posting to the community that you are honorably discharged and all of these things, but because of what you done, you had a couple of people unalived and you're not posting it on Facebook. You pretending to be somebody else. Nah, I got a problem with that. As a
No.
veteran
Don't
and
do
as
that.
somebody running for office, we need people down there that are going to be honest and not without the same lies and politics.
Mhm. Well, that actually might be the worst. answers
That's why I said,
we've
and
gotten.
he's a Republican. Go to my what? I can't remember his name right now. But if you go to my Facebook profile, his name is there, and I got the whole thing there, and all the articles from the news reporters that reached out to me and the families. I posted it and I reshared it on Facebook,
Wow.
I might
Because you were the
follow
only one that
suit
would
for
be
something like
transparent about it.
that. He
and
We
probably
see
will.
that, like,
they
you told me that
uninvited
one
him to Washington because he was going to Washington a couple of weeks ago to meet with the Republicans, and when they saw that post, he was uninvited.
do not come.
He's not. He might not even make it out of the primary. Holy shit!
Yeah, he might not
I'm
at
not
this
even worried
point.
about him.
You
We
I'm
might
not
not
even
even
worried
run
about him
against it.
we
because
thought the
because
worst
really and
answer
truly,
was
we
2008.
yeah, we need quality, man. And you're not quality. You're full of shit from the get go. You're posting shit from the start. We got enough of that already. And so I'm gonna call you out on it because you're gonna do the exact same thing to me. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I'm not gonna play games. I'm here to take care of the people. And if you can't do that, you're gonna have to step the hell to the
Yeah.
side.
Move.
Mhm. Yeah,
Period.
because it's insane. We thought the worst answer was one of the people we interviewed said that their representative hadn't held a town hall since 2008. That's how long he's been in office. We thought that was the worst answer.
But Trump is telling his Republican parties
Yeah, don't.
not to hold town halls,
Mhm.
not to meet with them. Well, see, they got to remember, while Trump got immunity, they don't. Pam Bundy, she don't have immunity. So the shit that she's pulling down there with the Justice Department, she don't have immunity, and she better go back and look. When Nixon's Attorney General went to jail, Nixon didn't, but his Attorney General did. They better go back
Yeah,
and check it out.
Everybody's documenting
every
everything. The House
Mhm.
Oversight Committee today, they said we are launching an investigative task force
And to
into every single thing
single thing.
ICE has
And
done.
see, that is a reason why may not realize it, but the reason why Trump don't want Democrats in the White House, in Congress and the Senate, because if we get the majority back, one, he can be impeached because that's the power we got through impeachment. And with 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate, we can impeach his ass, and not only impeach him, we can hold him accountable along with all of his buddies,
Whole cabinet.
JFK Jr.,
Mhm.
Hudson, Kaka Patel. We can hold them all accountable. And this is why they don't want to have Democrats take over because they know we're going to hold them accountable and they're going to have to get an answer to what they're doing in Washington. And it's going to be a lot of impeachments. Come this time next year, watch how many realize there will pink slips.
Mhm.
Nuremberg Trials Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. They, ooh,
Wait for
put
it.
It's
that
gonna
right
go
into my
hard.
bloodstream.
It's gonna go hard. I'm gonna
I'm wait.
sit
I'm,
there,
I'm going to have
I'm
my
gonna be
popcorn
at
and be like,
every trial. I will quit my job and go to every trial.
you
Just
think
Yeah,
I'm lying?
I'll
If y'all ever seen the movie Pose, and there was this big tall chick named what was her name? She was like 6'7" on Pose, and when a couple of guys were like, "Oh, you screwing my man," and she went, "Ooh," ooh. She ducked back into the room with a glass of wine, and she was like, "Pray tell." That's my
that's
signature moment because that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm having a glass of wine and some popcorn.
mm-hmm.
oh,
And then
it's gonna be
stop.
great. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be great.
That's gonna be the second Super Bowl of the year for
Mhm.
me.
And
You
then
think Bad
while
Bunny?
that's going on, we're gonna have to be cleaning up some mess that's gonna be happening. So tell us, Texas is huge, and we know literally every district is different in Texas. That's how big Texas is. So let us know how your constituents in Texas are currently being affected by this administration just 10 and a half months in.
All right, I'm gonna go even bigger than that. 10.5 months in, farmers are affected.
Mhm.
Everyday working people is affected because you got the cost of living going up. You got health care you got 15 million being denied health care, with 75% of that being children. You got the immigrant community. This is Texas. And a good portion of the Texas community is Mexican, Latino, Hispanics. So you got the immigrant communities, you got rural communities, part of Texas where the hospitals are shutting down. So it doesn't matter where you are in Texas, you're widespread hit by
Mhm.
Trump and his gonies because of tariffs, food costs going up. The average cost of beef is more than $8 per pound for beef. Now, Trump ran on lowering costs, but what the hell cost has he reduced? Because all I've seen is healthcare go up because once those subsidies expire December 31st, if you've done your research, your healthcare premiums are going to double,
Yep.
if not triple. So
Uh-huh.
nothing has went down, and whether you red, blue, or in the middle as independent, you are affected in District 12, District 30, District 18. It doesn't really matter. We're all affected by what's happening right now, unless you're a billionaire.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Immediate. I mean, just this shutdown in general. We are watching people say, or we know they are not going to get their SNAP benefits come
That's yeah. But see,
weekend.
Trump said something very clear. He said, I'm going to target every Democratic program.
Mhm.
But what that meant was, fuck you, the people, which is why he shitted on everybody with his little meme this weekend with the no kings. He did a meme on his little social media with his crown on and dropping poop on the American people. Well, he's been shitting on us since January 20th. Let's be honest and let's be
That's
real,
what the
guys.
metaphor was. Yep, that's what it
So
was.
nothing has changed with him. It's only getting worse. And if
Mhm.
people are mistaken, they thought, hey, he's going to help us. He's not. Sit back and watch. Everything that he's done in that 10 months has been to screw us from health care to wanting to send $40 billion. Matter of fact, he went around Congress to send money
Yes.
to Argentina, when honestly, we already know if you've had free enterprise and civics, the power of the purse lies with Congress. And Congress ain't been
Correct.
in office in 3 weeks. So how the
No,
hell can you approve and send money to another country or go around and pay the military or abolish the White House East Wing, which you're not supposed to do?
we literally talked about this in our podcast episode yesterday. We said he laid out the government shutdown in black and white in
If
Project
you
2025.
and he is already 50 ways percent through
Yeah.
2025 project. But
Mhm.
his campaign was, I don't know what the hell that is. They're lying. They're making guys. I have
Yeah,
never heard about that in my life. This is some chaotic shit.
he really
But yet now
did.
he admits to knowing about Project 2025. You
Uh-huh.
know, so again, you got a felon in office with 34 felonies. And let me bag up and say this. I believe we all make mistakes, okay? I don't necessarily believe that because he was found guilty for 34 felonies that he couldn't have done a good job. He could have learned his fucking lesson and decided, let me go in and write policies to help reform the prison system, to help give felons a second chance. He didn't. He got in and just flung shit across everybody. That's what he's done. If you look at Elon, Elon spent $280 million to get that damn man in the White House. And as soon as he got in that White House, he slapped the hell out of Elon and kicked him out.
Yeah.
So
2
if he would do that to
How did he
Elon,
not know that was going to happen? He does
Trump is
that to
not loyal
everyone.
to
Yeah.
anybody. He's not loyal to anybody, and Trump shits on everybody. If you sit back and watch, that's what he does. But right now, he doesn't care. This is his second term. He ain't got to run for a third election because he's gonna try to be king and ruler. But by constitution, he can't run for a third term. So he don't care about how much injury he inflict on the people. He set out. He's corrupted the office. He turned bitcoins. He's now introducing currency of Bitcoin or whatever he gonna call it, the Trump coin, which is illegal. A president cannot do that with influence, but he's
Yeah.
done it. So I mean, he's using the White House to make money. But
Yeah.
if Obama had done that, if even Clinton would have done that, they'd already be gone. It wouldn't be nothing to discuss.
They would have wheeled the guillotine right into the Oval. They
It
would
would
have
have
wheeled
been
it right in.
straight in the Oval,
Their
straight
heads
in
would have been
there.
cut smooth off.
There would have been a January 6th on January 21st if Biden did anything that Trump did day one.
But then again, but I keep saying, where's the Epstein list? But watch and see, don't he pardon Epstein's girlfriend? I can remember her name right now.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine Maxwell. Watch and see, don't he pardon her?
He will.
Bro, they
He
transferred her
will.
from the maximum security prison to Bryan, Texas. She's in the boot
Mhm.
camp with the boys right now, and they get freedom to be able to come and go. When I
Correct.
tell you it is a minimum security, it is minimum security, and the Department of Justice had to sign off on that transfer. Had to. No, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. But Trump's attorneys were the one that went in and interviewed her, and a few days later, she was transferred. And
Mhm.
then they had the audacity, old Republican that just got his sentence commuted.
Yep.
But again,
George
he
Sanders.
might. Well, you know what? He might pardon Diddy. Diddy gonna give him some baby oil, but he might pardon him.
He might.
I'm waiting for that pardon. I'm waiting for it. Everyone else from the January 20th insurrection has been pardoned, and they have reoffended.
Mhm.
Again, most of them. And here we are. He's still going down the line, talking about who he's going to pardon and what he's going to do. But he wants to say Biden committed some pardons he should have done with an auto pen. But yeah, he's pardoning folks that's harming the
Projection.
Americans.
Oh, yeah.
There's no problem, right? There's no problem. Yeah.
Not a problem for him, apparently.
Hearing that
Oof.
fucking that list always gets me re-aggravated. Well, something that would be more aggravating would be if Craig Goldman were to win again. And so, if by some miracle that he did, what would be the consequences for your district if he were to win?
The same bullcrap we're seeing right now, high taxes, losing housing, homeless, veterans not being taken care of, homeless population increasing. Everything that has happened in Trump's first 10 months, you can double and triple that if Craig Goldman is reelected. Because what that means is you're going to have 3.5 more years of Trump doing what Trump does, fucking over the American people. Is what's going to happen. And it's going to be much more worse if Craig stays in office because that means there will be no accountability in the White House.
Mhm.
Get
That's
your
what it
booty
means.
to the polls.
It seems like people are already agreeing, at least, that it's not going to be Craig.
I,
Yeah.
Craig ruined it. Craig.
Craig killed it. But see, I just think that no matter what district you're in, I think there's going to be some change no matter what district you're in. Because I think whether you're red or blue, people want change. And I honestly believe that the Republicans this time will truly put Democrats in office. Because why? Historically, Democrats are known for taking care of the people,
Yep.
balancing the budget, making sure people got health care. Because again, even though I keep saying health care is one of the most important factors you got going on right now. And it affects everybody, rich, poor, broke, homeless, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Healthcare is the number one issue in the market right now.
it is.
Period.
I mean, just take a look at history. Who has had the majority with Congress has the purse? Who has had the majority when we have government shutdowns?
It's always been the Republican when it has happened. And Trump did the last shutdown. But see, people don't realize this shutdown is much more severe because Trump is playing games. He thinks the White House is one of his TV reality shows where
It's on
Americans have to come
purpose.
in and make a deal or no deal. This is what he thinks he's are. Now people are losing snap. So I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it. I don't know how else to say this and be sincere about it. People that are on welfare and food stamps, they can sit back and they can play nice and like this doesn't affect them. But come November 1st, there is no snap. They rolled this back a few weeks ago when Trump said what he's going to do. The Department of Agriculture did sent letters out weeks ago to the state saying if we were still in a shutdown, that no snap was going to go out. But what they failed to realize, whether we was in a shutdown or not, Trump had already vetoed those SNAP programs back in January when he did that his executive order. All he's done now is being able to use the example, the excuse of a government shutdown to roll out his shit much faster than he anticipated.
It
That's
was
it.
already coming, and they were saying, "Okay, we're going to blame
Because
the
This
go
is
the
back
after
to
government
back
fact.
shutdown on the
2025,
It's there. It's in
Medicaid,
there."
Medicare, SNAP, housing programs, all of those things that were subsidized by the federal government has been repealed and sent back. The only thing right now we got, the only good saving grace we got is the president does not have the power to roll back any of those programs that was appropriated by Congress without going back before Congress and Congress
Yep.
approving the rescission of those packages. And at this point, none of that has happened yet. So Trump has done things that is illegal. And one, our Supreme Court has allowed him to respond inappropriately and given him the authority to do the shit that he's doing unchecked because the judicial power that Supreme Court holds, they're not holding him accountable. They're giving him an open checkbook. Sit
Free
back and
reign.
watch.
Yep. More and more reasons why we got to show up and show out next November. It is, guys, it is not, it's going to get 2, 3 times worse. You guys got to
Yeah,
go out, you got to vote, and you got to put your egos aside and vote blue.
you got
Yep.
Roe versus Wade. Now you got the LGBT marriage that was just fought and passed by the Supreme Court maybe 10 years ago being relitigated again. So everything that was litigated and ruled by the Supreme Court as being bias or racial discrimination was ruled out that you could not do or a racial profiling that was illegal based on the Constitution. Every one of those projects now, whether it was racial profiling, it was LGBT marital rights, it was women's body rights, whether it was a Roe versus Wade,
Interracial
every one of those
marriage.
acts, now they're looking at rolling back the Voters' Rights Act. So again, Everything that has been previously put in play has been rolled back or being rolled back under this Supreme Court, which is supposed to be the high rule of the land and supposed to be above reproach, which is why they are appointed for life. But what they've done, they've given Trump free reign and they have not stopped him. Certain judicial judges have now begun to tell Trump no. And when they did, like the one in North Carolina, her house was set on fire.
Yep.
Everyone that has went against Trump and said, you cannot do that, one of his buddies from that insurrection, or one of their has done something to one of those judges now to say, hey,
Mhm.
you can't do this, which is wrong.
Yeah.
Pizzas.
Pizzas, I mean, they just somebody he pardoned, January 6th insurrectionist, just threatened to literally kill Hakeem Jeffries and was just rearrested for it.
But I guarantee you, you won't hear Trump holding a speech on
No.
TV. So, and I hate to embark or go on this, but I'm gonna go back to Charlie Kirk. Now,
Mhm.
there are a lot of things. I'm not even going down that road. Trump got on TV and he decided to give this man a national holiday on 9/11 and reward this man. But when Melissa Hortman was unalived and her husband and her dog, Trump didn't go on the news and give a speech.
He didn't even
He
go
said, "Who's?"
there and pay his
He said,
respects.
"Who's that?" He said, "I don't know who that is."
Exactly. So again, he gave them. He even had flags flown at half mast. And on 9/11, he decided to go before the American people and martyr and make this man a martyr. But the people who actually defended our country and served our country as representatives did not even get the same dignity and respect from our commander in chief. So again,
He went golfing instead of paying respects to fallen soldiers who were finally brought home.
again, people need to sit back and pay attention to what's happening. Trump is telling you something. The white sheets have come off
Mhm.
and they're showing their faces.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
The veil has been lifted.
The veil has been lifted. And one of the communities that we are time and time again seeing as a target, they are the target, is the veteran community. And as a veteran, we want to know, we know the veteran community isn't a monolith. What is the temperature on vets who voted for Trump 2.0?
I'm going to
What
say
are they saying?
in the past, yes, the veterans did stand behind Trump and support him and help put him in office. A good number of them, I want to say it was maybe about 50% of veterans supported
Yeah.
Trump.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But right now, that's not the case. They're pissed because one, Trump has rolled back a lot of veteran benefits. The veterans have lost health care. The ability to get in and see a doctor has been extended 3 to 4 months. Right now,
Mhm.
Trump is crap in the eyes of veterans. He no longer has that veteran support. And so those that voted for him right now are saying, what the hell was I thinking? So
Mhm.
that's what the veterans 2.5 are saying right now is what the hell were we thinking? Because whether you are active duty or whether you are a veteran and you previously served or you retired, whatever the case may be, if you've watched how Trump has disrespected the military community or the Department of Army and Department of War, who goes down there and put everybody in one office in one location and tell them you're fat, you can lay hands on people. Every one of them has been disrespected. I don't care how they choose to identify. The president has kicked people out of the military who has served 10, 15, 20 years almost before they could retire because they chose to identify differently than what he saw fit. But yet they served our country for 10, 15 years. So again, he's shown complete disrespect to not only the active duty community, but the veteran community. It speaks for
Mm.
itself.
It does. It speaks for itself. And I mean, he didn't, when that speech happened, they weren't getting paid. He put them all in one place, which is not safe by any means, called them fat, said, no beardos and nobody speak. And women, you can still be here, I guess, but don't even think about talking. And
Oh,
they
and you
weren't
can
getting
haze.
paid. And then Trump said, well, I don't know if you guys deserve to get paid during a government shutdown, even though I've sent you all to pick up trash throughout sanctuary cities.
Thank you.
Yeah, them in food bank lines.
Uh-huh.
You
Come
know,
on.
our Constitution forbids the president to use the U.S. military against U.S. people on U.S. land. But again, Trump has taken our Constitution and wiped his ass with it
Yep.
without any regard for the people. Now, I can assure you, the veteran community feels much different now because even when Pete Hegseth went called him over there to the Pentagon for this
Mhm.
little meeting,
Powwow.
He challenged him to do PT. Do you know how much women have done for the military and how much women have done today to support the people on the ground? Women alone has done a lot. Women have fought battles just as hard as the men have, but then our government wants to say you're not worthy. We're going to go back to 1950 or 1940 when you didn't have a voice and you was just a housewife and you didn't have the right to say anything. This is what he's doing. He's disrespected the females that serve in the military today, tomorrow, next year, and those who are behind us. So if they don't do something quick, we're gonna relive the past.
Yep.
Man, it started for me with the suckers and losers. Like before then, I was never the rah rah support the troops guy. But like after I heard that for the first time, I'm like, these people are literally dying before they can buy a fucking drink legally, and you have the absolute gall
It,
to say that and do this shit.
it's my opinion, man. If you can go to war for your country, you should have the right to drink.
Yeah.
If you can go to the military at 18, why do you not have the right to drink? You're considered an adult and you can give your life. But you telling me this same person doesn't have the right to drink or make other decisions?
You're coming
And then
back with trauma. Give them a
yeah.
fucking drink.
And they go down there and they get traumatized by going to war. But then right now, when they get back from war or they get back from seeing things in the Middle East, do you know how many of our veterans are unaliving themselves because they can't get the psychiatric help they need? Because our government refuses to give the veterans and the active duty members who come back proper care. They don't get to see a psychiatrist. They don't get the medications they need. They tell them, oh, you'll be all right. Take your ass home and go to sleep. Because that's essentially what they're saying to our veterans. Because again, I'm a veteran. I served 12 years and you will not catch me within a VA hospital. I won't go. Won't do it.
Okay. What are your top 3 priorities when you win and get in office?
All right. I would say my top 3 priorities would be one, defending and making sure we have affordable and access to health care. Two, restoring and protecting public education and restoring quality rights to the workers. And three, restoring accountability to office, to public office, because right now there's no accountability. And so again, I'm gonna have to rephrase it again. One, defending healthcare, making sure people have access to quality and affordable healthcare. Two, support defending public education. Three will be one is healthcare will be number one on my list, making sure one that everybody has access to affordable healthcare. Two, public education. Three, restoring accountability to the public office.
Mm-hmm. And those
Perfect.
are, I think, across the board. Every time we ask that question, it's typically always healthcare and accountability. Because, guys, we'll say this until the cows come home. Trump may have immunity, but the rest of them don't.
Nope.
I can't believe the Supreme Court gave him immunity first and foremost. They've given this man more leeway than any president has ever had in the nation, and he's testing every boundary to see how far he can go.
Mm-hmm. And so it's going to take Dems getting back in charge to see some accountability. And I truly believe that's what will happen. So another reason to get to those polls. But in order for you guys to get elected, people have to come out and vote. And it's pretty clear that a lot of people, especially Gen Z, who this was their first time voting, this was their first election back in 2024, they just witnessed something that we thought we'd never see happen. So a lot of them don't think that voting's for them. They don't think that their vote counts. They don't understand it. They think it's all corrupt. And a lot of them don't know if they're going to vote. So, what would you say to a constituent that comes to you and says, I'm not sure if I'm going to be voting?
First thing I will tell them is that I understand how they feel because there are times as a voter I've felt the same way when I've seen things turning out the wrong way. And so I get it, I felt it, but I would have to tell them, you know what, watching TV and seeing how the billionaires and all the things that are happening, I understand how you feel, but you can't give up. You can't sideline yourself because right now it's one of the most important times in your life and our life. And if we will let them win by suppressing our vote and deterring you from wanting to go to the polls and vote, they win and things will only get much worse. So I will tell them now it's not the time. I get it. I understand and I know how they feel. I've been there, done that. But you can't let them sideline you because if you allow them to sideline you now and take that from you, then they have won. Their attempts to gerrymander and suppress the Black and brown communities and their voting abilities would simply be giving them the flag to continue to do what they want to do. So I would say, please reconsider that. Think about the long term effects, but not only on you, but your children and your children's children's to come, because what we do today will affect our families for generations to come.
Mm-hmm. We do not comply in advance over here. We don't roll over and take it.
Mhm.
This is our fight. We, the people, hold the power, and we have what it takes. And if we all show out at the polls, and we know in the past, Democrats don't show up and vote. It is just take a look through history, especially in primary season. They do not show up to the polls. Imagine if they did.
Texas has more than 8 million registered Democrats. And Texas has 3 million Republicans registered. So even just in
Yes,
Texas
that's a lot.
alone, the Democrats outweigh the Republicans. So if we can just get half of them to the polls to show up and vote, this will be a done deal because believe it or not, Texas is truly a blue state. It's really not red because if you go back and you do the research and look at the number of voters in Texas that are registered to vote, Democrats outweigh that hands down. And to go one step further, Texas 12th congressional district, the district I'm right in, for more than 100 years, it was a blue district
Wow.
continuously for more than 100 years.
Mhm.
Only Kay Granger, 1989 or 1990, she was the first one to flip Texas from blue to red. And so consequently, she stayed in there almost 20 years. And then when she came out of office, Craig Goldman went in right behind her. So he went in on her legacy, saying that he was going to uphold some of the same things that she did, even though she was MIA for a while. However, she flipped
So
it.
he
But
did.
prior to her, it was blue for more than 100 years. Texas 12th congressional district was a blue district. And you know what? They're ready to go back right now, I
I'm
guarantee.
gonna say it
They
might be.
said, we're done. We're done.
They
You
said,
guys had
okay,
your
this
chance. It's over.
this
Greg,
was a
you
lot.
done fucked it up.
Yeah. He
This
done
was a
fucked
lot.
it up for everybody. And I'm glad he did because the fact that he has done fucked it up for everybody has made Americans and made people in Texas 12th congressional district realize how much we've taken for granted and how much power we've put into the people that
Mhm.
we sent to Washington to own to realize that they were all just shitting on us. So everybody
Mhm.
now eyes are wide open. As they say, everybody's woke.
Mhm. Yep,
Woke as fuck. Woke as
they
fuck.
are.
All right. We're at the fun portion. I'm gonna like this answer. So, if you were running for president, who would your dream VP be, living or dead?
My dream VP would be Barbara Jordan.
Robert
You
Jordan.
look like, who the hell is Barbara Jordan? Barbara Jordan is the first Black woman elected to Congress back in 1972.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she delivered the speech for Nixon's impeachment hearings.
Yes. Yes.
She
So
believed
that's her. Oh my
strongly.
gosh.
She was a big civil rights and constitution
Yes,
and ethical person. She stood by those three big principles. And if we
Mhm.
can bring those same things that she stood back for then, today, we'd be untouchable.
that's solid pick.
That would be
It's a
my
solid
ideal team.
That's a
pick.
solid pick because
That is a solid
this
pick.
this guy makes Nixon look like a fucking like spilled water on the floor accidentally.
Mhm. Mhm. Imagine the speech she would give
I,
if
yeah,
Trump was impeached.
you know, I had somebody tell me once and ask me why I didn't run for governor. I said, I want to run for governor because one day I may run for president.
Mhm.
Mm.
It is a possibility.
Hey,
If
they can do it.
Obama did it, if Obama did it, I can do it.
If a
Yes.
You know,
functional illiterate can do it,
a, a functional illiterate, he's demented, confused, bad health,
I don't know where he's at.
a supreme. Shall I go on? If he did it with 34 felonies, I am Dr. Morgan-Aguilera, and I run a healthcare organization. It's a nonprofit. I know damn well I can. Well, I got 25 years of taking care of the public, and I serve my country. And if I recall correctly, when they tried to draft Donald Trump, he left the country. When they tried to draft
those
him
were
back then,
Bum spurs.
Craig Goldman never served his country. So, do
Mm.
we really want to go there?
you got it covered. See, yep, you got it.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that's why the numbers for run for something went up by like however much percent because everyone was like, "Oh, fuck this. I can do this too."
I could do it.
I mean, you got to, guys. If you got a, like you said, a retarded person sitting in the White House, and he done put all his flunkies in the positions like Patel and the FBI don't know what the hell he doing, sitting there looking like this with his eyes touching each other. He don't even know what the hell's going on. You got JFK without a fucking clue about anything medical, telling people that circumcision has been linked to autism. Tylenol has been linked to autism, and Trump illiterate ass can't even pronounce acetaminophen. Trump wants to get on there and bag that notion up without any scientific evidence whatsoever to
None.
tell women not to take Tylenol. When if he knew anything about healthcare, one of the safest drugs on the market for a pregnant woman was Tylenol because she
Mhm.
can't take ibuprofen. And I can assure you, if you put that idiot on the spot right now, he can't tell you why a woman shouldn't take ibuprofen. He has no clue, nor can to tell. And right now, and since we've got JFK over the Health and Human Services section, we got kids now dying from measles. We got diseases that have been cured and under control now on an outbreak because this idiot wants to tell people things should be separated or you don't need it. Because once he goes on record to say that the Department of Health and Human Services is not standing behind
Yeah.
COVID vaccines or anything else, insurance companies will run from it because that's an opportunity that they don't have to pay for something.
Mhm. And don't
RFK
get
is not even a
twisted, he
doctor.
went and he got his COVID booster, guys.
Did you
Yeah.
see that? Now, that
Mhm.
was interesting. On his way flying out, Trump
Mhm.
went
To a
by
different
to
country.
get his shots,
Yep.
but yet he couldn't stand before the same American people and advocate and say, we support it and leave it in place. He tells them, we're not going to bag it. So what happens? The insurance right away dropped it. In most states, dropped it
Mhm.
immediately. And now you have to go in and request. And if you get it, your insurance is 9 times out of 10
Yep.
not going to pay for it. But I can guarantee you, those same companies that decided not to pay for it are lobbyists behind Trump and Patel. I can assure you, because whenever Trump does something, or whenever Patel does something, or whenever Kennedy does something, there's a financial
Yes.
mean. There's a financial
Yes.
mean behind. There's a reason why, a motive. There's a motive for it. Trump does nothing without a motive. If it doesn't financially benefit Trump, he doesn't do it.
On it.
I'm also believing the only reason he ran for president to keep his ass out of jail. Because
It's
Oh,
if
always
yeah.
a
he
grift.
had not have went for president, I can assure you he would have been in jail somewhere on those 34 felony counts. But because he
Mhm.
ran for office, they decided to give him a break. But now, if we would have ran for office, one felony, they still would have locked our ass up. We'd have been in jail with an ankle bracelet on or in the White House wearing an ankle monitor.
Oh,
I
they
can
would have been
almost
like,
guarantee you.
he got a 72 on a math test in 6th grade. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, but see, but yet he can do these things and he can say these things and he can attack our immigrant community. Well, guys, I have to say, I'm part of that immigrant community because if they hadn't realized that my last name is Morgan-Aguilera, this is my family. This is my family. So I understand what it's like for them to hide and run away and looking around corners because of what Donald Trump is doing because he's taking funds from FEMA to give ICE billions, let me rephrase, millions of dollars they're spending per day just about burning through money. But yet, when we had that flood in Guadalupe County and Kerr County from the
Nothing.
Guadalupe River, Governor Abbott didn't do a damn thing. He
No.
was too busy chasing the Democrats and Ken Paxton trying to file lawsuits to get them out of office rather than taking care of their family. And to this day, those families in Kerr County still have not been made whole. He did some bull crap about putting some safer laws on the books,
Mhm.
but what did Abbott do to fix those families in Kerr County? Not a damn
No.
thing.
He was real fast to send out his National Guard, but not quick enough to bring them in when they needed them.
But yeah, he wanted to turn it. But again, Abbott brought National Guard to Austin for the No Kings March.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He
He
should.
stitched it out, but he didn't even use them in Kerr County.
And what really pisses me off with Abbott, he wanted to roll back DEI, diversity, equity, and
Mhm.
inclusion. This man is in a wheelchair. He's
He's been
Governor
in a
Hot
stretcher
Wheels,
chair.
and he got the audacity
He said,
to roll back DEI policies when this little man is in a
DEI.
wheelchair, and I can assure you there's a nurse somewhere changing his Foley catheter and wiping his ass.
Yeah,
But he
he took
wants to
offense.
say
He
we
did.
can't. Come on, I guarantee he got a Foley catheter. I guarantee you in the Austin in the Capitol, they've had to bring the desk down. They got a
Mhm.
ramp. He's having to go up to get into and to get in. So all of those things are modifications part of DEI. So again, you would think a person that one started out normal until a tree hit his ass and put him in a wheelchair, you think he would have sympathy for kids with autism, people that are disabled. He has
Mhm.
no sympathy, respect,
No.
or care for anybody
He
that is
said, "Do
what
not
falls
call me
under the
DEI."
umbrella. And then for some of the people to, and for somebody to say if he got on a plane and saw a black pilot, he would wonder if there was a DEI hire.
Mm-hmm.
As if they don't get the same exact training.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you that DEI candidate had to work 10 times as
I'm
hard to
sure.
get that same position, that same education.
Mhm.
I can tell you,
Mm-hmm.
you know how hard when I went through doctoral school, you know how hard they made that shit for me? That shit wasn't easy.
You got the
Mhm.
If
double too.
if half the crap I pulled, I would have lost everything.
Yeah.
I would not be able to hold an office. I wouldn't be able to run. I'm running an entire organization right now. If I did half the things that they did to the American people, I would be blacklisted and backlashed somewhere in the woods, tied to a chair, never to be seen again.
Yep.
Mhm.
This is not right. Our government has two rules of standard. There's one for them, and there's no standard for us.
Rules for thee,
Mhm.
not
And
for
that's
me.
not the way it is supposed to be. I'm sorry, but it's not. And there's a third rule for women. It's wrong. If you look at small businesses, women get a very small portion of grants and awards from small businesses through the government. And that's not right. A woman should not be penalized for being a woman, much less a minority female business owner. Because when you are a minority female business owner, you get even less awards and grants from the federal government, which is discrimination. And all Trump has done by eliminating those things is allowing people to freely discriminate against you without any repercussions at all, because that's what he's doing right now to every blue state that doesn't fall along with his idealization of what he thinks is right. They're whipped
Yep.
with the law.
Ended immediately.
I'm
Exactly.
sorry, guys. I
Immediately.
will banter on all day
You're
long
You're
about
good.
this.
good.
This is a
You're
great
dead on.
conversation.
You're
And
dead.
I'm excited to see if you'll guess these, but we're doing a who said that quote. So gear up because some of them are hard. I will say there's 4 of them, but we'll start right away. So this is who said that quote. So who said this quote? There is over $200 billion being funneled into the Department of Education not to educate one child in my district. Who said that? Craig Goldman or Marjorie Taylor Greene?
We know Marjorie's stomach's a bag of bricks. I don't know why they keep sending her off to Washington. But I'm going to say Craig. You know what? I'm going to say Marjorie because Craig don't talk.
He
He
does.
don't talk.
That is the one thing he said. Of course, it's the one.
I find that hard to believe because he don't talk, he don't hold town halls. No one has seen his ass at all.
No.
And if you go to his social medias, he don't post. The only thing he posted was how happy he was to have passed the big bitter bill.
To be
He
That's what we
fair,
posted
were.
we
on
were
that.
like, how are
That's
we
what we
going
were
to
just
do
saying
this section
before.
of the podcast because he doesn't talk?
We're like, this
This
man
was
doesn't talk.
one TikTok I could find of him doing an interview, and he went off about the Department of Education saying that not one child in his district is being educated by the Department of Education.
And that's
I'm,
it.
I'm, I'm, I'm gonna go one step further and tell you he don't know his District 12. The majority of the majority of the people in District 12 are only high school graduates. Majority of them, according to the statistics that they're maintaining, do not even a half of them do not have college degrees. So the people in District 12 are your everyday working class
Yep.
individual man, woman, and family, which is the district that Craig Goldman is supposed to be supporting. So while he's saying this never helped him, he don't realize one, that's a community he served, which is the average everyday working class family. And so that same community that he's turning his ass and back against is the everyday working people that now wants him out of office, which is why I'm running as that
Hmm.
everyday working class people because I understand their struggle. And this man has the audacity to say that when he don't even know the demographics
No.
of Texas 12th congressional district.
He lied the second he said, "I went there and asked them." That was the lie right there.
You're
That's a damn lie.
Yeah.
you're in the
You're
tower.
not there. I didn't see you there. So, well, let's see at this one. This quote starts. Oh, this is going to be, I don't know, maybe this will be a pretty easy one, but there is a liberal fascism that is dedicated to going after believing Christians who follow the biblical teaching on marriage. Who said that? Ted Cruz or Craig Goldman?
That sounds like Ted Cruz.
Yeah, of course, Ted Cruz.
He's one of the biggest damn hypocrites that come across Texas. Matter of fact, when we had the ice storm, Ted Cruz was in Mexico under the
Oh, yeah.
sun enjoying a
Oh,
tan
yeah.
on the beach.
Sipping a
Every
little pina
time.
colada,
But did you
dog
notice
at home.
Ted's crooked ass managed when there was the issue with the pew pew in Austin at the ice center? He managed to get his ass down here in front of the cameras and disappear.
Uh-huh.
But when that flood happened in Kerr County, Ted Cruz is nowhere to
Remember
be
that?
found.
Who's voting for
Anytime
Ted
anything
Cruz?
significant
He's in
happens
Italy.
in Texas, Ted Cruz is nowhere to be found unless Israel is front line and center with the money they're giving him.
Mm, who is vote? I want to know who's voting for. Like when people ask, like who's like still going to Arby's, even though I do, like from time to time. Like
Hell, you going
who's
to Arby's
voting for
for?
Ted?
Arby's ain't, bro. You as dark as me. What the hell you going to Arby's for? Arby's
I
ain't
like
got
the
shit on the
mozzarella
menu that we
sticks.
want to eat.
I like mozzarella sticks.
You can take your ass to Sonic for some mozzarella sticks for $1.99 instead of going to Arby's and pay $5.99 for 4 greasy ass sticks with the cheese and dried up from last year because that's how long basically they ordered them.
You got me with the cost. You got me with the cost.
Hell, I don't even go to
So
Arby's,
I
and
was thinking
and
about
my title is Doctor Morgan-Aguilera, and I don't even go to Arby's. I take my ass to McDonald's and I shop the dollar menu. I get
That
on my McDonald's app every morning and I get the $1.50 breakfast sandwich from McDonald's. Because if you got the McDonald's app, you get the
yeah.
reward
uh-huh.
and you
Oh
get the point.
yeah. Oh yeah, no.
So every
Great
morning I
rewards
order
at Arby's.
$1.50 sandwich and the 99-cent drink. That's large. And I spend $3. That's what my cheap ass do.
Oh, I know.
Oh
Bro,
my
you
gosh.
better recognize. I'm telling you.
That's one of the cheapest things on there for me.
And when you see me in Walmart, I don't send people to the grocery store for me. You'll see me in Walmart. You'll see me in Valero. I know I do my own grocery shopping. I can tell how much eggs and milk and meat cost because I make my groceries and I get my ass in the kitchen and I cook. As a matter of fact, when I did my campaign kickoff, if you go back to my Facebook page, I cooked gumbo. For my campaign kickoff, I made a seafood gumbo from scratch. I video filmed it and I posted it live as I was making it. I made pound cake, 7 Up pound cake. I made sweet potato pie, and I even had a grill there, and I barbecued hamburgers, hot dogs, chips, and drink, and I fed the community for free during my campaign kickoff because I wanted the people in my
I could never.
community to get to know me. I didn't charge them not one dime for any food, nor did I campaign fundraise for it. I supported and paid for was out of my own personal pocket for my District 12 campaign kickoff because I wanted my community to get to
Wow.
know me and not feel like they were there to spend their money.
Hold on,
Greg
we're
said, "I
coming
Is
called
that
down
on
there.
back
Facebook?
immediately."
That's on
We're co-
Facebook.
we're coming down there. Hold on.
Greg said,
Let's-
"I instead took money from APAC immediately."
He damn right he did. He also takes money from Budweiser, Miller Company, most of the big lobbyists for alcohol
Budweiser.
companies, and so not only does Ted Cruz, if they go back and they look at all the donations that Craig Goldman has accepted, you'll see some pretty big lobbyist groups on his donor list. And he's not grassroots by any means necessary. And every 3 months, we have to file our campaign information on the SEC's website, and you can go
Yep.
through and you can see who's
Yeah.
done what.
Yeah.
So they can lie to you and tell you, "Oh, I'm grassroots." Get your ass on their website and look it up and pull it up.
FEC.gov and Open Secrets if you want to see who's
Damn right. You
who's
put that
taking
name in
money
there.
from who.
You put that
Mhm.
name in there. And I can tell if I can tell you guys, even though I've been in the race now for 5 months, I may have raised about $5,000 grassroots. And running a campaign, you spend a hell of a lot more. I spent far more money out of my pocket than I have raised because I'm dedicated to District 12, not because I'm trying to make money. I'm spending my own money out of my own pocket because I want the people to get to know me rather than me just show up at the polls and say, "Hey, I'm here. I'm Dr. So and so and so and so. Vote for me." No, get to know me.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes. And we'll do the last one here. This one's gonna be hard. I'm telling you. The embrace of QAnon, conspiracy theories, or any other extreme, racist, bigoted, or violent views will always get a forceful condemnation from me. Who said that? Nancy Mace or Lauren Boebert?
I don't recognize Nancy Mace's name, so I'm gonna have to say Lauren Boulevard.
It's Nancy
It's
Mace.
Nancy.
I don't even recognize her damn name. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. That's the white lady. That's the white lady that was on the news a few weeks ago. I remember her now. That's the one that said that she blamed the Democrats for the pew pewing and shooting with Charlie Kirk and said they laid with us at our footsteps, right?
Yeah.
That was her. Who then turned around when they said to her, ma'am, actually it was mega white guys that did that to Charlie Kirk. It was mega white guys that did that to Melissa Hortman. And when it went through the whole playlist, they were all Republicans and they were all far right wings.
Not
So
the
yeah, I
playlist
remember
of
who
mass
she was.
shootings.
And
She
I
said
don't know
that
why I
damn
didn't
right.
catch that because I should have caught that because she has said some of the dumbest shit next to Donald Trump and JFK. But then she had to backpedal and eat that shit up when it came back to her a couple days later and said, by the way, this was the guy
Thanks.
that shot him and that
Hey,
pew.
here's the shooter playlist. That's all you got.
And if you looked at that playlist, Lord have mercy. Not one of them was Democrat. Not one of them. Not
Uh-uh.
one.
None.
But did you hear Trump's latest distraction? They claim there was a deer stand near his Air Force One
Oh
plane
Lord.
on the
Oh
tarmac.
Lord.
That's just another distraction to distract us that Mike Johnson ain't released the Epstein files, nor
Oh,
swore in that woman, Adelita Golden for Arizona. That's what this is about. It's nothing but a confusion to draw their attention.
they probably found some shell casings that said
So
anti-Trump
Oh, hold on.
on
But what happened to
them.
that? You know, you remember when he had the ear thing that's all that happened to his ear back during
It was look.
his political run? I
It was
ain't
looking real
seen those.
good. It
I
was
ain't
looking real
seen
good
no
on the
scars.
magazine.
I ain't seen no scars on that ear yet. When he's on TV, I zoom in
all
on his
the time.
pictures to
The
look
Time magazine cover.
because you
It's
and I
looking real
know
good.
that cartilage is so tender, and if it's cut, torn, abused, it grows a titty. I don't care what color you are, what race you are, it doesn't heal perfectly. And Trump's toupee that he got combed backwards does not hide that ear. And there is not one sign of any traumatic injury to that ear from that
Mhm.
particular alleged incident.
That man didn't get shot.
But now you want to talk about good shots? Believe that Charlie Kirk incident was taken care of by a expert. I'm a military person and I was an expert shooter in the military. You pew pew from over 300 yards away and you hit no one else in a crowded school lot but one individual, one pew, one hit, one and done.
One hit wonder.
And it didn't affect anybody else. That looks like a sniper hit to me. It looks like a targeted hit because I have never seen anything like that in my life other than a sniper incident where it was contracted to a. I've never seen that in my life. You go back
Yep.
and look at all the things that have happened in any other case. When there was an accidental pew pewing, innocent people were in harm's way each and every time. But this particular individual managed to be perfectly hit, unlike anybody else. But then what they did hush is his wife was part of his wife. If
Uh-oh.
you go back
We'll
and
get to
research,
it.
she had some issues with the
In Romania.
yeah, there it goes with the children. So, but
Mhm.
nobody's talking about that. And she was very acquainted with Trump and them back in the day and with Jeffrey Epstein and all of them. They need to go back and do a little bit of research. His wife
Oh
is
yeah,
not as
it's a rabbit
innocent
hole.
as she portrayed to be, but you notice they quickly tried to cover that narrative up and they didn't address it when it came out about her allegations and her charges and things that
Oh, that
happened.
got hushed up real quick.
Mhm.
Listen,
Real quick.
the whole situation has MAGA like going like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
This guy might be lying to us
Ain't
about
no
some
might
stuff.
to it. Right now, even MAGA is turning against Trump. MAGA is not in his corner as much as they was before because they realize one, he's dumber than a bag of bricks than they thought he was. So they're seeing that and they're seeing his personal agenda. And right now he's making them look really bad. But I'm also going to go one step further and say, I don't believe he has the mental capacity to actually be the president. I think there's someone behind him
Stephen Miller.
coaching
Yeah,
him
Stephen Miller.
because he doesn't have the mental capacity.
Peter
The
Thiel.
man can't even sit in front of a damn camera without saying, you know, and he has the highest numbers we've ever seen in history, and I've never seen anything like it. And you know, we have been the best. He shoots the same lines out every time because he don't know what else to say. So with that being said, I believe there's a back man behind him pulling the
Yeah.
strings. He's just an
Yeah.
idiot up front
He's
in
just a
front of the camera.
puppet.
Heritage, Stephen
Yep,
Miller, the whole cabinet. He's
they
yeah,
are.
yeah. Unbelievable. But we're gonna be visiting everybody when they win. What's I already know what the answer is for me. I want to come to your house and get that 7 pound
You ain't
cake.
gotta wait,
What
bro. Don't you wait. You ain't gotta wait and come. I cook. I made homemade lasagna a couple days ago. You better ask somebody. I posted pictures on Facebook. I made homemade lasagna, and I took pictures of the beginning, the way through, in the middle, and I posted it.
you and Jasmine
Yeah,
are in the lead right now. So what's your selling point for Texas? What's your hidden gem? For me, it's your I'm coming down. We're coming down
Gumbo.
to your house, your kitchen.
my hidden gem, I would say for me, is in Huntsville, Texas. Is Blue Lagoon. If you want a nice place to go and relax out, Blue Lagoon is like it's a private area where the water is pretty blue and you can just relax away from cameras and everything else, and you can just lay out there and you can relax. It's a very private place just north of Houston in
All right.
Hunt.
Hey, all
We're
right.
going
So
we're going Blue
we'll get our
Lagoon.
gumbo. We're gonna go to Blue Lagoon, and we're gonna chill because we deserve it.
Yeah, we're getting the 7 pound cake.
After
We're
this
getting the
campaign is over, yeah,
lasagna.
I'm definitely going to dessert. I'm going to happy hour first.
Yeah, we're gonna go to happy hour. We're gonna get the gumbo. We're gonna go to happy hour. We're gonna go to Blue Lagoon.
We got the agenda set.
We have the agenda set. You know what
Yeah,
we're doing. Expect us around this time next year.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Don't make a
Mhm.
promise you can't keep now. I'm going to remind you of this day. You said
Oh,
it's coming,
Trust that it will be a whole series.
and it won't be
we'll
nothing from Arby's.
all right, bet. I'll
The
take that.
number
I'll
one
take
rule
that.
of this
I'll
road
take
trip
that.
is no Arby's.
It said
No Arby's.
we're coming down there. We're gonna be doing the same thing all the right wing pundits do. We're gonna say Dr. Kenneth never did anything wrong. We're gonna be running our own propaganda. We're gonna
With
be
our own propaganda.
outside on the steps of on the Capitol.
Did nothing
We're gonna be
wrong
doing all that
except
shit.
Do you know?
make
And
some
what's
really good
really
gumbo.
blew my mind? I Googled my name, and they put my name out there so much. I have 5 or 6 pages literally on Google.
Mhm.
Everything about me, my job, my career, everything is blared all across Google. And I'm thinking, yeah, keep digging. You ain't gonna find shit. 6 pages. 6 pages of me, nothing Google. Every photo,
Oh yeah.
everything is like, really? I can't even find Craig Golden out there that much.
They're just gonna
Hey,
say,
I tell them
"Damn,
all the
he's got
time,
a."
try it. Try it. Try to find something
Mhm.
on me. I still have my Twitter from like 2012 where I was
I still got
screaming at
MySpace.
Mitt Romney. I was screaming at him on
I
Twitter.
still got MySpace. Oh, you know I'm older than you.
Yeah.
Way older. I remember when cell phones was the size of a shoebox.
They say go
I
back and
had
try to find
beepers.
something.
Baby, we thought we were doing something when we were texting your beeper upside down and put hello.
Mm-hmm.
We know how to use the 304 to say other words in the beeper. See, I'm from a whole different time frame. I knew when government cheese came in the brown box and cornflakes was in a white box with a red rooster beak on the front of it. See, y'all know nothing about that peanut butter from the government that was in a white container. It was a brown thing with white labels on it. The government came through the projects. They handed out to you by boxes with beans and cheese, and it made the best grilled cheese. You better go ask your grandmama. I know you know artists. Ask your grandmama.
Listen, I know. Listen, I may have
Criminal
some
behavior
questionable choices, but I know what's.
with the Arby's. Every time you go to Arby's now, you're gonna have to get Dr. Kenneth. Is
And I'm just gonna hear
why are
Dr.
you at
Kenneth
Arby's?
in my ear. Why are you there?
I'll
Get
never
out of
let
there.
you forget this. Never.
We found
That'll
our
be
shirt
our
on
inside
Devin.
joke.
Goes to
And
Arby's.
that's watch. We're gonna be showing up to DC, and you're gonna be like, "Oh boy, here comes Arby's."
But you can come to my office and when I get to DC, because I honestly believe with everything that I'm going to win my election. Because I bring as a candidate, I bring a lot to the table, man. I bring you talking about over 30 years damn near of healthcare experience as a high executive level, taking care of the community, serving my country, giving back to nonprofit organizations, and taking care of the community. My reputation, my represent my characteristics, my qualities stand out for me. It speaks for me. It goes to tell me about who I am And so I feel like it precedes me and my reputation will speak for me. And so with that being said, the qualities that I bring to the table as the next congressman for District 12, I believe it's going to be hard for any of those that want to go against me to bring it because I bring something to the table.
Yep.
And people, let's be real, people vote off vibes, and you have that. Like you
Yeah, they
have
want
the personality. Like
somebody that still screams politician in a sense of I'm going to fight for you and I'm for you, but we're getting rid of the corrupt politician of just hi, I'm a nepo baby of politics and I should just be here because I'm a nepo baby of politics. Never worked a day
yeah,
in my life. I'm just
I
here.
worked my ass off. I worked my ass off, was a father at 15 years of age. I can tell you, having a kid at 15, I had 5 kids. Like I say, nobody gave me nothing. I had to bust my ass and work my ass off to get where I am in life. I know what it meant to get a disconnect notice when that little pink letter came in the mail 3 days later when you didn't pay your electric bill on time. It was a little pink or red letter. You knew what it was when you saw it in the mailbox. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. And so, again, can Craig Goldman tell you that? No, he can't. Can
Nope.
Marjorie Taylor tell you that? No, she can't. Any of those people on Washington cannot tell you what it's like to get a disconnect notice. They can tell you what it's like to have a foreclosure or repossession. They can't tell you what it's like to struggle. And I can tell you, they sure didn't go to school and come out with $280,000 in student loans because they had to pay for their own education. I can tell my constituents what that is like because I lived the struggle and nobody gave me shit. I had to bust
Mhm.
my ass to get where I am. And because I had to bust my ass to get where I am, I understand what it's like from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum.
Mhm.
I get it. I live the experience. And who better to serve you in Washington than somebody that understands your struggle?
perfect,
Perfect.
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 No
That's why
notes,
we do
no
this.
notes,
That's
no
literally why
notes.
we do this. And thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Dr.
guys.
Kenneth,
Yes,
for coming on. And before we end, we want to give you a moment to shameless plug your social media, the pages you're active on, and if you have any in-person events coming up in the next couple months, go ahead, shameless plug away.
All right. As for those of you that do not know me, my name is Dr. Kenneth Morgan-Aguilera, and I'm running for Congress in Texas 12th Congressional District. If you want to know how to find me, you can look me up. My website is www.kennethforcongress2026.com. There you will find a link that will take you to my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube channels. Every one of my social medias is there. And I encourage you guys to follow me to find out what's going on. I am freely accessible to everyone. I am truly a grassroots candidate. And I want to tell you guys that without your support, I cannot do this. I do not accept donations from private lobbyists or AI PAC or special interest groups. My campaign is 100% grassroots, and I need your support to do this. And I encourage you guys, if you like what you're hearing, if you like what I am about, please visit my page. Go to www.kennethforcongress2026.com and make that donation today. Every dollar counts. Thank you.
Yep. Mhm. Perfect. Thank
per-
you so much for coming
perfect.
on.
Thanks.
And we will see you guys next week with another episode of Chat GRC. Our grassroots candidates coming on every single week. And we hope that you have a great rest of your night. Bye.